Good afternoon. When asked about dispositions of educators and what dispositions I personally possess, I feel that I'm at an advantage because I'm already working in education. Dispositions that I feel I personally already possess: being sensitive to individual learning needs, the social needs of students, as well as promoting social justice and equality among my students, caring for them, providing this intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. And while some feel that these types of traits have nothing to do with education, they have everything to do with education. It's when you build relationships with students that you're able to be more effective in educating. When you build a rapport and a relationship with students, it allows them to see you as another person. It allows them to know that you're a safe adult, that you care about them in a genuine fashion. When you're able to develop a relationship, you're able to be a better educator and have more effective success for your students. That being said, there are dispositions that I feel I need to work on. The main one that I feel that I should be working on is that educators should set and support realistic expectations for student success. I want every student in my classroom to be successful, and I realize that every student learns differently. So having realistic expectations for student success for every student is a process that takes time and work. It's also a process that I'm going to need to be educated on. Now, while I already work in a classroom as an LTA, I don't have an education degree. So obtaining that education degree is really going to help me in terms of being able to set those realistic expectations for my students, something that I feel is absolutely necessary. When looking at what educators look like, how they behave, the standards that guide them in their own educational practices and educational philosophy, I think back to the teachers that I had as a student when I was younger. The teachers that made the biggest impact on me. Those are the educators that I am modeling my standards after. They're the teachers that took time to get to know me, who allowed me to be creative, who saw me as a student who was different, a student who didn't always fit into that square hole. As an educator, as I've said before, relationships are everything. Having a relationship with my students so that they know that I'm a regular human being just like them, that I respect them, that I realize that each one of them is different and their own individual personality and their own individual learning traits, this is the behavior that I want to model. When I can show students that I know that they're different and that that's okay, modeling that level of diversity, those are the actions I want my students to see. I want them to see that everyone is different and that there's nothing wrong with that each one of us is different in our own rights. It's when we can teach diversity that we can truly be effective educators and truly model global behaviors to our students in a local way.